Hello everybody. Today we are going to discuss the fourth chapter of The Invisible Man, that is Burglary at the Vicarage. So Vicarage is the place where the priest Mr. Bunting and his wife live. And up to the fourth chapter we discussed that the stranger was running short of money as he didn't have any regular source of income, or not regular, even any source of income. The only money he had that he had stolen from somewhere. So he had only that stock of money and that was running out slowly. And so to manage money, what he did, this happened, burglary. So how do we come to know about this? It was early hours, it was almost before dawn. Mrs. Bunting and Mr. Bunting, they were sleeping, and suddenly Mrs. Bunting heard some sound and she was woken up by that. But she didn't at once woke Mr. Bunting up. First she made it sure that yes, she heard something, there was somebody in their house. And yes, there was somebody, as she heard the pad of bare foot falling on the floor, and then going to the staircase and such. And when she was confirmed about that, when she was sure about that, she woke Mr. Bunting up. And Mr. Bunting put on the dressing gown, the nightgown. He put on his bath slippers and spectacles, and without making any noise, as much as possible, without making any noise, he went to the landing. And there was a sneezing sound. He heard somebody sneezing loudly, and the sound of food, actually it went to the study room. And when he was sure of that, yes, that somebody was there, he went again and brought a poker, a sure weapon in that situation for him. So he brought a poker, and then slowly he got down the staircase, and again there was a sneeze, something snapped, it was such a sound, the drawer was open, a match was struck, and the room was all lit. The man was in Mr. Vicar's, Mr. Bunting's study room, and there was rustling of papers as well. He was searching something and they could easily hear. And Mr. Bunting was sure that the man must be from Iping itself. He must be the resident of Iping. He felt it like that. And again there was this the chink of coins, and he understood that the man has got the housekeeping reserve of gold, what they had kept there, and it was £2.10. So now Mr. Bunting, though first he was a bit afraid, Mrs. Bunting hiding behind him, but now he got a bit of courage, and he rushed into, with that poker in his hand, gripping it firmly, he rushed into that study room and he said, "Surrender!" It was like that, and he was all amazed. He might have thought that whoever is there inside would be alarmed and surprised, but instead it was he who was alarmed and surprised, because there was nobody in the room. Yes, the candle was there, the drawer was open, but nobody else was there. And they searched everywhere. He pulled aside the curtains, he looked in the coal scuttle, the dustbin, and wherever they could search, they searched everywhere, but the man was nowhere. Again they heard the sneezing sound, and they rushed from where they heard the sound, going down the staircase. They could hear the sound of footfall. They followed the sound of footfall and the sneezing, and when they reached downstairs, they saw that the kitchen door was opened and then closed. They thought whoever is there must be there, because they saw nobody going out or coming in. They thought the man must be inside. They at once went to the kitchen and closed the door, and all such places, the doors and windows, they closed. All in this search everywhere, in the kitchen, in the scullery, in the pantry, and at last they even went to the cellar, but the man was nowhere to be found, and they were helpless. They were helpless. They looking at each other, they were saying, but yes, somebody was there, otherwise who lit the candle? The drawer was open, I could have sworn. So it was like that. They were feeling all dazed and all confused, that how did it happen, who could be there, and nobody was visible. So this is all about your 5th chapter, the burglary at the Vicarage. So this is how he thieved and burgled at their house. So for the details of the next chapters, continue watching the other videos. Till then, thank you very much.